Europe, one of the most politically active places in the entire world. Current European politics is nothing compared to what it was in the 20th century. Expanding empires, rapid imperialism, and massive industrialization would throw Europe into a 4-year-long global conflict. These are the wars that changed the world. Imperialism soon began after the Industrial Revolution. However, after many years of rapid growth under free trade policies, the regime and international financial crisis hit much of the industrialized world. After this, the wave of imperialism soon swept the Eastern nations. This new wave of imperialism came with massive technological advances in combat potential. The scramble and race for colonization soon began. So with general causes of imperialism, let's check out each empire and see what they did to fulfill their imperialistic goals. America had been building their empire right after the American Revolution by expanding into new territories, such as the Louisiana Purchase from the French. America had already established itself as a global superpower. However, a growing number of nationalists began to wonder if they had not manifested enough destiny. First began with the annexation of Hawaii. When Queen Lily refused to accept a sugar tax, the sugar planters did not like this, as the sugar tax had made them rich. Sugar planters were getting ready to have an open revolt. The queen realized she was in trouble and had to advocate the throne. After this, Hawaii was annexed. But the wave of imperialism does not stop there. After some heated tensions between the Spanish and the fact that the USS Maine exploded in Havana Harbor, the yellow journalists in America had called for military force, and thus the Spanish-American War began. During the Treaty of Paris, Spain had to give up Cuba, Guam, and the Philippines. America had earned itself the name of a global superpower. The German Empire has been shrouded by a large military presence throughout history. However, it was not always this way. The military presence began with the reunification of the German states in 1871. Up until this point, they had not focused on a navy, and so began the rapid growth of the German Navy. This went hand in hand with their push towards colonization. By 1884, Germany had acquired Zanzibar, Nigeria, Ghana, and Uganda. They had also set up spheres of influence in a weakened China. Germany had also been pushing for Pacific Islands. With the ever-expanding German industry, by 1910, Germany had become an empire. Japan had been isolated for hundreds of years. After a brief civil war, the crown victor was Emperor Meiji. Emperor Meiji wanted to reform the country and make it more Western. However, one of the biggest problems on Japan's list was natural resources. The problem with isolationism is that you don't have access to many natural resources, especially Japan. So they had to go get some. With a full-scale invasion into Korea, they now threatened southern China. The Russians thought they could boss Japan around. Japan was a force to be reckoned with. However, They had been fed up with foreign powers taking control. They fully annexed Korea, and in 1904, after a bomb blew up in a train at Manchuria, they launched a full-scale invasion into Russia. The Russian military was far from ready, so they had to recognize Japan as an empire. Great Britain had rightfully earned itself the name of an empire. At one point, they had controlled over 15% of the entire Earth. During this time, however, they had mainly recruited help from Commonwealth nations. This included, but was not limited to, Canada, British India, aka the British Raj, England, Ireland, Scotland, South Wales, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Great Britain had also promoted the creation of Belgium, a neutral buffer state that would prevent war with Germany. France nowadays is known for immediately surrendering if someone attacks them. But shocker, no. France during the late 19th century and early 20th century had one of the most skilled armies in the entire world, thanks to someone known as Napoleon. After his exile, the French got absolutely annihilated by the Prussian Empire. Yes, you heard that correctly, a German state kicked out one of the most professional armies in the world. After the war, France had lost a chunk of land known as Alsace-Lorraine. France had contested this area, however, because they didn't want to lose more territory, they had to concede. However, in 1913, sought to end the peace agreement. Prussia, now a territory of Germany, wanted full control over it. The French were understandably angry about their territory, and so the tensions rose. Today we think of Russia as Russia was once a poor, underdeveloped nation. The Russians are an autocracy run by a powerful man. What could possibly go wrong? Spoiler alert, a lot. Russia was so underdeveloped that they even lost the war to tiny little Japan. The serfs' backs were breaking, but who cares? You're the Russian Tsar. What are the people gonna do? Revolt? Most of you probably don't even know what the Ottoman Empire is, and it's mainly because it doesn't exist anymore. Today it's recognized as Turkey. However, the Ottoman Empire was a massive land empire that stretched from current-day Turkey to Mesopotamia. Ruled by an almighty powerful sultan, the Ottomans pushed for territorial expansion, and by 1913 had a massive land empire. The year is 1914. Austrian Duke Franz Ferdinand goes to an open-top car ride in Sarajevo, with his route published in the papers. Serbian nationalists were full of hatred towards Austria-Hungary. They quickly go to Sarajevo. One of the assassins tries to throw a bomb at Franz Ferdinand. The bomb misses and hits a nearby police officer. The couple goes into hiding. They go back out to visit one of the injured officers, and the driver accidentally takes a wrong turn. This would prove to be fatal. Coincidentally, they come across one of the failed assassins, who shoots him.